Hi there. I just kind of wanted to chime in on that rock scenario that you brought up because I found it very interesting, and I just have a little bit of a different take on that. And I'll just review. The situation that was brought up to you was that if God was all powerful, He could create a rock that He couldn't lift. Um, Also, if God is all powerful, He could lift any rock He wanted to. So therefore, if God couldn't create a rock that He couldn't lift, He's not all powerful. But also, if He could create a rock that He couldn't lift and couldn't lift it, He's also not all powerful. So it's kind of this weird situation there. Uh, I really think the answer is yes and yes. Yes, He can create a rock that He can't lift, and yes, He can lift any rock He wanted to. And it really has nothing to do with the properties of the rock at all. And I got this idea when I was a year ago when I was over at the Monroe Institute, and during our time there, we had to do this visualization exercise where we were visualizing an energy conversion box. Now this box could have been anything that we wanted to, and what it was there for was to put in any problems that we had before we were going to go into any of our exercises. It could be emotional problems, physical problems, anything that we wanted to, we were going to put into this box that we were visualizing. And we went downstairs and we were kind of describing our boxes that we had envisioned in our mind. And I'll never forget what one of the persons had said over there was that he said he had created this certain chest-like box. He said, he said, it's so heavy, there's no way I could possibly move it. And it was one of the more powerful things that I kind of realized while I was there. And I was like, well, why can't you lift it? And it was just the restrictions that he had placed upon himself there in that scenario. And I think you'll see how this can translate to the rock. And the best way to explain this is to do something that we do. We also create in our minds. We create in our imagination. And you can imagine a rock that is so heavy that you just can't lift it. And you'll be straining your muscles as you're trying to lift this huge, heavy rock. Now, change the scenarios and just say, you know what, that rock doesn't weigh anything. In fact, it's like a beach ball. You can bounce it around, play volleyball with it. So it really has nothing to do with the rock. It just has to do with the restrictions that you placed upon yourself in that scenario. I bet you even in that scenario, you place a certain restriction on yourself because as you were visualizing yourself lifting the rock, you probably visualized yourself in a body. Probably the same body that you're in now. But there's no reason for it. If you wanted to, you could actually be the rock. The rock is no different than you in your imagination. So really, my take on it is that God really could do both things if He wanted to, because it really has to do with the restrictions that He would place upon Himself. And that's really my take on that. And thanks for watching. And, take care.